All right, Guido, today we're gonna make eggplant parmigiana. So I like to use these Sicilian style eggplants because they're much sweeter, but you know, the traditional black eggplants work well. So we're gonna cut it into thin slices and then we're gonna grill it in a cast iron pan, no oil, just heat with a little bit of salt. And at the same time, I'm gonna make a sauce and just some passata with some garlic, some basil, olive oil, salt. And that's it. Then we're going to put it together. We're going to layer it with mozzarella cheese and put it in an oven-safe pan, in this case an oven-safe bowl. It'll cook for about 35-40 minutes and we're eating. So here we go. Okay, so what we want to do, Guido, is just cut off the stem best you can, and then just cut a little slice here just to give you some stability. Now it's nice and flat, so it's easier to cut, right? When it's round, it kind of rolls around. And then just cut thin slices as best you can. Doesn't have to be, you know, perfect, but thin is good. You don't want them too thick. Okay, and then we're just gonna grill them. Okay, it's about 3-4 minutes aside till they get nice and brown like that, okay? I put a little bit of salt. And the pan is dry. Don't put any oil. If it starts smoking, just turn it down a little bit. That's what we want. So we put the ground tomatoes in. You know, I like to use Italian passata, which is just ground up tomatoes, with some olive oil, a clove of garlic that I crushed with the garlic press, and about 4 basil leaves cut up. And that's it. We're just gonna let that, and of course some salt, and you can put a little pepper if you like. And then we're just gonna let that simmer for about 20 minutes and we're ready to put it all together. That's beautiful color. So some people fry them. I don't like to fry them because then they get very greasy. So I just grill them. If you wanted to pan fry them with just a little bit of oil, you can do that. But the idea is to soften them because you don't want to put them in raw. They will expel a lot of water. So doing it this way cooks them. They're nice and dry when they go in, and you'll get a nice flavor of the cooked eggplant. And that's a good color, what you see there. That's what you want. And just a little bit of salt each time. Then of course, depending on the pan you're using, you might use more eggplant or less eggplant. You use your best judgment, how much you can get in the pan and how many layers you want to make. It's like layering a lasagna. We're going to do eggplant cheese sauce, eggplant cheese sauce. Okay, so we're going to put a little bit of olive oil in the bottom of our oven-safe bowl. You could use anything you have that works in the oven. Just a little bit of olive oil on the base. Our sauce is cooked. 20 minutes, easy peasy. A little bit of that. And we're going to start layering the eggplant. And some cheese. This is just mozzarella and some grated cheese, pecorino, parmigiano, whatever you have. And then a little bit of sauce. That's the timer for my oven. And continue. Just layering. Nothing fancy here. They overlap, all good. Some more cheese. mozzarella, some more grated cheese, some more sauce. You want to be somewhat generous with the sauce, because if you don't put enough, it'll just dry right out. Now, if you like it dry, then by all means. But you want somewhere between dry and saucy. And we just keep doing this till we get to the top of the bowl. Pretty straightforward, right? Just delicious eggplant, tasty cheese, delicious sauce. It's gonna be good. And in the meantime, the oven is preheating at 375. So preheat your oven at 375. Once we have all the layers done, we're going to put it in for about 40 minutes. And then we're going to dig in. And don't worry about these little scrap pieces that, you know, offcuts and stuff. It's all good. Put it all in. It's all delicious. That's all of it. So that's 2 whole Sicilian eggplants. And if you're going to use the regular eggplants, I'm sure 2 of them will be enough as well. If you have a bigger bowl, you'll need more, but y'all can figure that out. A little more sauce on top, and we're going in the oven. So we're just going to cover this up with some foil. Now, if you had a lid for a bowl like this, great, put the lid on. If you don't, you can just wrap it in foil, which is what I'm going to do. And then we'll be back in 35-40 minutes to check it. Final dusting on top, grated cheese, and let's cover it with the foil. Okay, came out of the oven. One thing I did with 10 minutes left, I took the foil off just to let it get a little bit crispier on top. See, it's bubbling nicely. We're going to let that sit for about 10 or 15 minutes, and then we'll taste it. All right, we're cutting in. Let's try it. Does that look good? Silky, smooth, delicious. Real simple recipe, good ingredients. Try it, enjoy it.